You talking to me? You talking to me?
There is no doubt about the kind of significance that Martin Scorsese's 1976 film Taxi Driver enjoys in cinematic culture. The field jacket, the mohawk hairstyle, the virtuoso tracking shot over the aftermath of a massacre. So many elements of Taxi Driver have helped people connect with it, even though its protagonist, Travis Bickle, would seem to be the most alienating of all movie heroes. We have all felt as alone as Travis. Most of us are better at dealing with it. More than 4 decades later, Robert De Niro's capture of an inherent aspect of the human condition continues to haunt us, even today. Today on my channel, Sele Cinema, I'm going to talk about a film that reminded me so much of Martin Scorsese's existential film on the human condition, a film that has already premiered at the Busan, Miami and Chicago International Film Festivals. Today, I'm going to review the Manoj Bajpayee starrer, Gali Guleiyan. Set in the walled city of Old Delhi, Gali Guleiyan centers around Kudus, a lonely man who obsessively watches people through his hidden cameras. The film takes a psychological turn when one day he hears a boy getting beaten up by his father through the walls of his house. His obsession to find the boy starts taking over the man, which causes him to lose his grip on time and reality. Trapped within the walls of an old city and his own mind, the film focuses on his attempt to break free and to find a human connection. Now, Gali Guleiyan can be treated as two completely different films entirely. In one film, Gali Guleiyan is a brilliant nightmare, and like all nightmares, it does not tell us half of what we want to know. We are not told much about where Kudus comes from, what his specific problems are. Why does he spy on people so much? Why does he allow himself to get so wounded by the mass of humanity on the mean streets of Old Delhi that is so cold and impersonal? There is a moment in the film when a secondary character shows some concern towards Kudus, who seems to be so far out of touch with basic human empathy that he simply brushes the Good Samaritan away. In that moment, we're told nothing as well as everything about his character. The entire film is a masterpiece of selective characterization, and director Dipesh Jain goes for moments out of his characters rather than slowly developing characters. As Kudus, Manoj Bajpayee is as good as Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver at suggesting emotions even while veiling them away from us. The actor's deeply intimate and personal act as a man who is gradually imploding due to his own personal demons is profoundly affecting. It's an odd and compelling performance that commands your every last bit of attention. Now, as I said earlier, Gali Guleiyan is a deeply polarizing film. While at one level, it works spectacularly as a film that illuminates the darker recesses of the individual human psyche. At another level, however, the film is wholly let down by the director's approach towards needlessly inserting a major twist in the climactic moments of the film, which frankly one could spot within the first 5 minutes of the film. As an audience, you are left flabbergasted at the director's constantly alternating approach as he chooses to decide whether to showcase the internal suffering of a man in order to convey a sense of paranoia, or to showcase the mysterious connection that the man shares with the little boy, which is where the film derails completely. A seasoned actor giving his career best performance, a film whose vision of social corrosion, moral corruption and personal trauma feel like a gut punch. Gali Guleiyan could very well have been the Taxi Driver of our times had it not been for the flawed narrative approach that frankly relies too much on the big twist which ultimately proves to be the film's own undoing. There was so much potential here. I'm going with 2.5 out of 5 for Gali Guleiyan.